Hello and welcome to another video and better show you everything you need to know about the ThisHeavyEarth Crustifixion. Disclaimer, this is not the greatest pedal in the world. This is just a tribute. So in case you didn't know, the Crustifixion by ThisHeavyEarth is a highly tweakable HM2 clone boutique pedal, and I've done a full review that you should watch before watching this video actually. Because today we're just comparing it to the original HM2 and, well, I tried to make it sound the same. So first of all, let's head over to the EQ curve. So let's increase some frequencies and let's find out how we are. The clip, when you have the clip fully clockwise, it's resembling the original HM2, and I'm using it with a 9 volt DC instead of 12 volt. So with level on noon, we can, and gain at 0, both at 0, no gate, and clean, don't think it affects anything, nope. The internal trim pots are all at their standard settings. We are kind of close. We have a much more pronounced mid gap. The low peak is centered at 105, and here it's at 105, and where the two high peaks are at 1K and 1.5, and here it's a bit lower, we're at 920 and 1.3. We could easily dial this back via the internal trim pot, but well, why? So mid gap is also a bit higher, and we can compensate actually. No, here we don't want this. So let's leave it here. We could actually make it way deeper. When we reduce clipping, it gets a bit more broader. It's interesting because now it looks closer to the original. Let's keep this in mind. So gain will decrease the highs, lows, and increase the highs. Here just the highs, so much more subtle on the low frequencies. And of course level will boost it. It's way louder. We're talking 12 dB. Okay, now let's find out how those pedals actually sound. So I mentioned it earlier, I already did a review on the Crustifixion, and this is basically just my can it do the chainsaw and how good can it do the chainsaw video. And it can do the chainsaw quite good. You get some nasty sounds out of it that are really, really extreme, way more extreme than the original HM2. And I think you have to be careful how you dial it in, because, at least for my ears, it can easily get too extreme. And then it just basically noise. Apart from that, in comparison with the original HM2, I was able to come close, but not exactly. There were still some things missing. And you have to be very specific. I think that ThisHeavyEarth has one problem, and that's the range of the controls. The range is not as good. We basically have gain at 0, that's 1. Then we have all the way up to almost full, we have position 2. There's not much change here. And then we have on the fully clockwise, we have mode 3 on most of the EQs, for instance. And on the gain, it's actually the same. So with this being said, you really have to be careful not to over tweak it and just do tiny motions, but then you get some really cool sounds that can actually be even more improved by using the internal trim ports, which I have not. That's for another video. As far as the power supply goes, you could see that I switched between 9 volts and 12 volts, and I have to say 12 volts sounds better. 9 volts sounds really disgusting and well, that's in a good way disgusting, but if you want to have it closer to the original HM2 sound, you should use 12 volt DC. And yeah, that's it. I can recommend this pedal if you want to have a modern chainsaw, if you want to go more extreme and you're not after a exact replication of the tone. So what do you think about the HM2 capabilities of the Crustifixion? Let me know down in the comment section. And if you want to support this channel, check out the links in the description, and you maybe want to consider becoming a YouTube member. Would help. So with this being said, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, check out my Instagram. May the force be with you, and have a nice day.